Hello and welcome back to the Locks Out DD podcast. I am Andrew, and we also got Zach today. No Angelo today. He went on a little vacation, so it's just the two of us. We got a little MLB playoff, a little NHLs, and then a little NBA playoffs here. So we're gonna kick those three off. We're gonna start with MLB, and then we're gonna move on to the playoffs next. But three star for tonight will be Texas Rangers money line -150. They're playing the Athletics. I'll make this one quick. Going against a little slugging A's here is tough, but hard to bet against DeGrom. He's pitched very, very well this year in his first four starts. He's only let up 16 hits in 21 innings, and he's racked up 20 Ks so far. Uh, he's still looking for his first win, and I think he's going to get it here tonight. It's kind of strange that he's looking for his first win since he's pitched like so well. Rangers just haven't really helped him with the runs. His first two games, they really just couldn't hit, and then the last game against the Dodgers, they really couldn't hit. So I think they're gonna get the bats going tonight. They've been swinging it pretty well against the Athletics this series, but when DeGrom pitched against the Dodgers, I think that was not this and not last. I think it was last series, but he pitched seven full innings, had seven Ks, and only allowed three hits. And one of them was a solo shot. That's what out of the 16 hits, DeGrom has given up five of them have been home runs, and I think four of them were solo shots. So it's, I it's kind of strange that he's letting up that many home runs on so less hits. But I think, I mean, doing that against a Dodgers lineup, only allowing three hits and one being a solo shot and kind of getting unlucky there and losing that game three nothing. I think DeGrom's in a good spot right now, and he's been pitching more and more, getting deeper and deeper into these games. So I'm gonna ride with the Rangers here, and I think DeGrom's pretty dialed, so I'm gonna lock in the Rangers at -150. Zach's got a two star for you.
Yeah, we're going to stay out west. We're going LA Angels money line at -150. Similar situation here. Loving the pitching matchup in this one. Angels are going to have Tyler Anderson on the mound, 2-0 with a 2 ERA with 21 innings pitched. The exception of one start where he gave three runs. He's had two starts where he's had two shutouts. Another start where he just had over one run. He had two runs and one earned. So he's been fantastic so far. The Angels have kind of quieted down a little bit with their bats, but I think I also like this as well as the Pirates have won the first two games in the series. So I see the Angels taking this one. And on the other side of things, for the Pirates, their starting pitcher, Carmen Molodzinski, has struggled. 1-3 with a 7.4 ERA in just 17 innings pitched. He's given up at least four runs in three of his four starts. So he has really struggled to get going early, and he hasn't lasted very long at all in any of these starts. So he's going is 3 to maybe 4 innings. His longest outing of the year was five when he pitched well against St. Louis. Other than that, he hasn't lasted more than 4 innings. And Pittsburgh's bullpen isn't the best, so I think if it works out for the Angels in this game, they can get to Molodzinski early. They can get to work that bullpen the rest of the game, and they can put up at least hopefully 4 or 5 runs for Anderson and get another win tonight. So, I mean, LA Angels -150 2 star. I'm liking it.
Love that. It's a great pick there. And then we'll move on to NBA. Three star for tonight for the NBA little playoff action will be the Clippers -5 at a -120. It's the first playoff game at the Clippers' new arena, and I know their owner's gonna want that place absolutely jumping tonight, and it will for sure. And Nuggets, with the series being 1-1, Nuggets stole game one. They didn't have a lead until the until the last 3 minutes of the game. Uh, for a second, I thought the Clippers were going to run away with that game, being up 15 in the second. But NBA needs those tight games for viewership, and that's exactly what they did for game two. That game was neck and neck. The largest lead was only six, and it was Nuggets early too. And I think it was literally just all back and forth. Uh, Clippers did grab a lead late and then kind of let it slip away. And but those two, Kawhi and Harden, have just been absolutely dialed. And then you got Zubac too, who's been a problem. Uh, what did he drop 16 and 20, like 8 or 23 the other night? He's going nuts. So, I mean, you got Harden and Kawhi. You play a defense which is pretty sloppy with the Nuggets. They're 25th in the league. They let up 117 points per game. I mean, you got guys like Harden and Kawhi, they'll expose that. Like they'll drop 100 combined if they need to. Like they're just that good. And Clippers are a top four defensive team too. So,
Yeah, and
oh,
it's
oh,
very difficult to bet against a team when you have two guys that have experience like that,
yeah.
especially when Kawhi is a Finals MVP.
Mhm.
Harden arguably should have been to a, or has already been to a finals, should have probably been to two, one with the Rockets as well, but it's really tough to bet against that, especially because the Nuggets kind of, I don't want to say they lost the locker room, but I think
That's
firing Mike I think firing Mike Malone is something that they didn't expect.
yeah.
And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago on the podcast as well, because we talked about how there was a game where the Nuggets lost to Portland towards the end of the year when they fired Mike Malone. And he was like, Mike Malone said something like, oh, I think he said along the lines like, these guys think I'm tripping, but they don't watch film. And then he got fired like a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was like, what the heck's going on? And then they fired the GM with him. So it kind of feels like a whole disconnect kind of thing. Cause that's like pretty much most of the same team that ran it back a
Yeah.
couple of years ago. And they added Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. It's pretty much the exact same team. It's wild.
Yeah.
And Aaron
Mhm.
Gordon shows up with a black guy and a fat lip. It's like something is
Yeah.
going on in that locker room, and it's a possibility Jokic could want out there. Like
Yes.
that's all I gotta say. Like so,
Mhm.
I like the Clippers here at home at a -5, -120. So lock that in as a 3-star. Zach, what do you got for it too?
Yeah. So for the 2 star, we have Pistons money line at a plus 100. Pistons are going into this one tied 1-1. As you kind of said, they want their close games this year in the NBA playoffs. Viewership's down. The Pistons should really be at 2-0 in this series. Game one, they ended up letting the Knicks go on a 21 to nothing run in the fourth quarter out of all times. Just a tough one. And then game two, they were up by 10 to 12 the entire game, and the Knicks pretty much tied it towards the end, but they held on. And I know they want to make it out as the Pistons haven't been in the playoffs in a long time. They have a young team, but they have the vets. They've got Malik Beasley, who made a quite a few playoff runs with the Nuggets. They have Tobias Harris, who's been in the playoffs with, oh, that guy's old. The Magic, the Pistons at one time, the Sixers these past couple of years. He's been in it. They have Dennis Schroeder, who has the experience there as well. They've got the veteran presence of a lot of different guys who have been in the playoffs. And that's what kind of helped them these last couple of games. And I think the big thing that I really like about the Pistons in this game was seeing a stat from last game that at one point towards the end, the Pistons had 38 bench points and the Knicks had 6. And that is because the Knicks are just all starting five, which is coming back to bite them now, just because they don't have anything coming off the bench. Because right now, I feel like these guys are playing 40 plus minutes a game and they just can't keep doing that. They need to build a bench. And we saw it for years. It kind of reminds me of when the Celtics first made the playoffs the first couple of years with Brown and Tatum, and they were playing 42 minutes a game, and they were competing and getting to the semis, the conference finals, but it can only hold up for so long. Then you gave them a bench of 9 or 10 guys, and they immediately went to the finals back to back years, and they won one. And that's kind of how this Knicks team is. They've got a very good starting five, and outside of the starting five, it's just a
Garbage.
bunch of there's a mess. There's just nothing there. And that's where I think this Pistons team is different. They're young, but they have 9 guys right around there that can come off the bench and play. I think a big one too last game because he really kind of harassed Anthony Towns was Paul Reed.
Hmm.
And the Sixers letting him go doesn't surprise me that they messed that up because he was a backup center and he didn't cost them much, but they had other options like Mo Bamba, I guess. So who knows? Who knows? But, but yeah, so the Pistons money line plus 100 is what we're rocking with. This
There,
Pistons team is a lot better than people think.
absolutely. We love that. Now we'll swing it right into little NHL playoffs. They've been pretty wild recently, so and I think it's only going to get crazier from here on out. And three star for tonight will be St. Louis Blues money line plus 100. Uh, St. Louis and they're playing the Jets. I one of probably my favorite series so far in the NHL. St. Louis has just been knocking on Winnipeg's door here. Game one, Blues we're up 3-2, going to third period, let up 3 goals. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, two of them were, or one of them was an empty netter, whatever. But then they go to game two, score right off rip, 1-1 with the Jets, going to third, let up a crappy goal, puck bounces right out in front to the one guy on Winnipeg that you don't want the puck going to. And Kyle Connor, of course, is just going to bury that every single time. Like, he's not missing that. He's literally not missing that. And then they lose 2-1. Can't score in the third, but they keep getting closer. So I think Blues they keep coming out firing. They just can't get one in the third. I like their chances tonight. They're in St. Louis in front of a home crowd. Bennington has been unbelievable since the Four Nations. It feels like a little 2017 Cup run. Kind of screwed my team over, but whatever.
What happens?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're if you look at St. Louis, they're a little older defensively, but that's kind of where you want your bets slash like slower guys, because they know what to do in every situation. Like yeah, their offense, young guns, just they play a very, very fast offense. Really just get shot as many shots on as possible. And Kyrie's been kind of quiet. Braden Shen's been pretty quiet. So look for them tonight in the score sheet. They're both due for one. I love the Blues here. Just like Bennington, man, he's been hot. Like yeah, Hellingbuck's been crazy. That's what I'm saying. This series has been so much fun to watch. You get two ridiculous goalies right now. They're just on fire. It's something else to watch. But give me the Blues in this. A little money line, a little home team plus 100, a little 3 unit play.
And I think two to go off your point is that both teams are very well coached as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the Blues really hit a different level when they were able to hire Jim Montgomery midway through the season. As you talked about, Bruins let him go. That was not his fault going
No.
on. You look at the year he had last year, and it was just a crappy start this year,
Yeah.
and their level or the I'm trying to think of the word for this, but basically the expectations that they had for him were very, very high.
Insanely
And
high with a team that he did not have.
yes,
There was no and Boston this year, and they
and
said
it
they
wasn't
thought
the
they could
same
go
as
win it
last
all.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it
wild,
wasn't the same and their leeway for him was very, very low. And then he went
wild.
to a team like St. Louis that was on like the fritz. They were young, they just needed a better coach,
Hmm.
brought him in, and everything kind of changed.
I'm pretty sure
So
Montgomery had like an 83 win percentage. Like,
it was very high because the
Bur
Blues were sitting pretty damn low in the West when they hired him.
yeah, Bruins. I'm pretty sure have the highest two coaches with the highest win percentage to go, which is like Bruce Cassidy and Montgomery. Bruce Cassidy was
Mhm.
like at 82%, and then Montgomery leaves at say 83%. It's like, yeah, these guys are
Yeah.
winning, but they didn't win the cup. But I guess it's not good enough. But the team this year just sucks. I don't know how they just blame it all on one guy. It's wild, insane. But yeah, Blues money line 3 star.
And then we'll go to the two star. Two stars going to be Lightning money line at a minus 125. You'd probably think so. The Panthers beat these guys last game. It was like 6-2, 6-3. The Lightning are still favorites. They're kind of favorites for a reason. I don't see the Panthers doing what they did last time, scoring 5 goals on 10 shots, because that was an ugly hockey game going in the third period that it was like 5-2 and the shots were like 11-10. So, I mean, when you look at the Lightning, unless things change at the end of the year, we're the best offensive team in the NHL, which shocked me. But 3.6 goals a game, very damn good. Vasilevsky did his thing in net this year. They only gave up 2.63 goals a game, which was good for top 10 in the NHL. This team is very solid. I don't want to say it was a fluke they had in game one, but I feel like the lines are still favoring them as they kind of know what's coming. I think the books are kind of expecting these guys to go to 6 games or 7 games. It's a big Florida series. It's a tough one. You know, you've got two experienced teams. They've now met the last 4 years in the playoffs. And when I look at it as well, I think the Panthers are coming off a long playoff run last year, winning the cup. Tampa Bay got knocked out pretty early last year. They made some changes, brought Jake Gunsel in, who scored honestly somewhere around 40 to 50 goals. He was almost insane.
Yeah,
But he came out firing early, um, and just like what Tampa Bay's putting on. I don't want you guys to be fooled here by the line, which is why I like it because you would think a team that won 6-2 playing the next night would be the favorite, but that's why Tampa's a minus 125. They tried to trick us last night, too. You had Colorado was a minus 150 both games against Dallas in Dallas. You would think their line would be much higher when they played at home, and they were only a minus 180. Most of those teams are always minus 200 and above with home ice advantage. And what did Dallas do last night? Went right in there, scored 2 late goals, take it all away from you. And this is what I'm thinking tonight. Everyone's going to be on the Florida train because they're going to see, oh, Tampa Bay got beat 6-2. Oh, this team's not very good. We're going to hit the Panthers tonight. And the Lightning are going to come out. I'll probably beat them. I'm going to say like 4-2, I think, is the final score in this one.
just gotta wait for
Yeah, Lightning money
Vasilevsky
line.
to heat up. When Vasilevsky gets going, man, in playoffs, he's one of the hardest goalies to beat, man.
Yeah,
It's remarkable.
yeah.
Oh,
And it happens too. I mean, sometimes you'll see these teams have some fluke games
hmm
and then they'll start to put it together. And sometimes it takes that game one to just, okay, we'll lose game one, we'll get it out the way, and then we'll
yeah,
get right back to it.
yeah. And would you say 10 shots Florida had?
Yeah, it was 10 shots, 5 goals, or 11 shots, 5 goals. When they went into that third period, I think they had a combined total of like 21 shots. It was bad. It
Yeah,
was bad.
yeah.
Like Bobrovsky had, I think, 9 saves on like 11 shots. Like the goalie's stats looked terrible because there was just no shots on net.
Oh, God.
It was bad.
Wow. Yeah, it's a rivalry series though. They're gonna be trying to kill each other out there for sure.
Yeah. No.
Playoff hockey is one of the greatest things to watch. It really is.
Yeah.
There's so much passion. These guys love it. But you got anything else?
That would be about it. I think we're gonna try to do props later today for baseball. Probably be for the night games, just because by the time this comes out, some of the day games are already gonna be like pretty close to kicking off. So can't
Yeah.
really give you much, but we've been doing well with MLB props. We've been killing it so far. So even on our down days, we are going 1 for 3. So it's only like a little slight negative, so nothing bad.
Mhm.
We had a weird 1 for 1 yesterday where just a rain out and then Taylor Walls just didn't get into the lineup, which the Rays scored 7 runs when he's not in the lineup. Kevin Cash, take notes, please. Thank you. But yes, I mean we'll get some weird ones in there, but just days like that. But yeah, no, we're actually doing really well with it. And we did pretty decent with it last year. So we're glad that we're kicking it off early for you.
Oh yeah. So that wraps up today's podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday. Have a good one. Peace.